What's going on YouTube? Orlando real estate agent Claude here, and today we're going to dive into how the Orlando market has been performing during this crazy year. It's been a crazy time for real estate, so we're going to see, is real estate doing well still as we approach the winter months? And this information will probably help you out if you're considering entering the real estate market at all. You'll be able to kind of take this information here and make an educated decision as what you should do if you're contemplating doing any kind of real estate move. Now, I can't personally tell you without knowing your situation what's best for you, because everyone's situation is different and calls for a different response. But nonetheless, let's get into this, starting with the inventory. Now, inventory means not necessarily how many homes are for sale right now, but how many homes closed in that month. So for the month of November in 2020, we had almost 2,500 sales closed that month. Now we're going to compare that to the busiest part of the year, which we had 2,800 sales closed. That was back in July and August. So we're down from that point, which is actually normal, because during the winter months, we actually see a slowdown in the amount of homes that sell compared to the summer months, which is usually the busy season. So it doesn't always make sense to compare the winter months to the summer months. It actually makes more sense to go back in time and compare November 2020 to November 2019. And if we do that, we'll actually see that this number is up compared to 2019. 2019 was around 2,200, but the crazy thing is that even though this number is up, we have actually less homes available to choose from. So we have a 1.6 month supply, which is one of the lowest we've ever had in history. And what that means is if no new homes came on the market for sale, nobody else wanted to put their home up, we would run out of homes to buy in almost a half months. It would be done. There'd be no more homes to buy. And that's part of the reason as to why we're seeing home prices go up, is there's a lot of demand and a lack of inventory. Now, second, interest rates are at an all-time low of 2.72%. Now, if we compare to last year during this time, in November 2020, they were at 3.61%. Now, keep that in mind, because this is going to come in handy. We're going to look at this later on how this 2.72 affects prices compared to the 3.61. So if we're looking at the price for November 2020 in Orlando, we had $305,000 as the median home price, meaning half of the homes were more expensive, half of the homes were less expensive. This is around the general price that homes sold for. Now, back in 2019, that number was $270,000. That's a 13% increase year over year. Now, let's take a look at something interesting here though and see, how does this interest rate play into the prices, right? So we got 3.61 and 270 for 2019 versus 272 or 2.72 and 305 for 2020. So let's look at the affordability of this, because a lot of people are complaining, saying prices are way too high. It doesn't make sense. How are people affording these homes? It's going to be a bubble and burst. It may. That's not the point I'm trying to make here, but let's look at what's happening to the actual monthly payment that someone's making. How are they able to afford a 13% increase in home prices over just 1 year? So if we took a $270,000 house and you got a loan, a 30-year fixed rate loan with an interest rate of 3.61%, your monthly mortgage payment would be $1,229 a month. Now, if you buy a house for $305,000 and you get a mortgage rate of 2.72%, your mortgage payment will be $1,240. So as you can see, even though house prices have gone up 13%, there's really not much of a difference in your monthly payment that people are paying this year. They're just paying $11 more in their monthly mortgage payment. So we can see interest rates have a huge impact on real estate, and that is something that you want to really keep an eye on if you're thinking of buying or selling or investing, is realize as interest rates go lower, you're gonna see prices go up. Doesn't mean that it's gonna get more expensive for you to finance, because it kind of even out. It's going to even out as interest rates go down and prices go up. It sort of balances out to where it's still the same, but that will make prices go up. And if interest rates go up, well, prices will go down. So if you're waiting for prices to go down, go ahead and take a look at what the Federal Reserve is saying and the government's saying to try to get an idea of when you think that will happen. And lastly, some news of what's going on in the community. Lake Nona just announced that the Lilium group partnered with the Tavistock development. Those are the people who are right now building up Lake Nona and the town center and developing it. And they are going to be creating the first advanced aerial mobility center. And this is going to create 100+ jobs all across Central Florida and even throughout all other parts of Florida. So this is really good for the Lake Nona area. We're seeing a lot of development in there, and that's something that if you're looking to sort of invest in, is always a good place to bet your money, because when you see someone putting in new development into an area, they're making a 2 to 5 year bet on that area, because it takes time from when they start construction and they get the permits and start building to when they're actually able to sell those units. So that's always a good sign to see new construction, to see job growth. That means we're probably going to see population growth, which means we'll probably see prices go up. But again, I'm not a psychic. I can't forecast the future. Don't bet on my words and don't invest on what I'm saying here alone. Just something to consider. So if you guys like these updates, consider subscribing, give the video a thumbs up, and I'll keep you guys posted with more updates throughout 2021.